still hiking above the Dover Stone Church, following the stream west to its head source. Just an interesting side note, this entire forest up here is comprised almost entirely of hemlock trees. You might find a few birches or beeches scattered in, but for the most part it's just hemlocks. And this is due to 3 reasons. It's cool, damp, and very shady around here year-round. In the middle of summer, you can escape the heat by coming here. It's probably not going to rise above 75 degrees at the hottest. Now, some of these trees in here are absolutely massive. Like the one you see ahead of me across the stream. This one's probably at least 300 years old, if not older than that. These hemlocks are some of the oldest trees you'll find in northeastern forests. They can live to be over 800 years old. Now, another interesting fact is some of these trees, they could be only 6 feet high and be over 80 years old. If the conditions aren't right, the growth will basically be arrested, which means they'll basically stop growing until conditions permit. If an older hemlock tree that's blocking the sunlight falls down, for example, then once there's abundant light, the thing will just sprout up like a weed. But some of these small trees you pass, which you might think only be, I don't know, 10, 20 years old, could be 80 years old. This is a really awesome forest, actually. Now let's take a look at that massive hemlock across the stream. And it looks like the only way to cross is to actually climb across the tree. This should be interesting. Getting close. If I don't fall off of this thing. And we made it. Just look at this diameter of this thing. It's a solid 3.5. Yeah, at least 3.5 feet thick. Let me put my hand on it to show you the scale. It's gigantic. This is one of the biggest ones I've seen. This obviously escaped logging in the 1800s. Most of the trees you find around here today are second growth. They were all cut down 100 years ago for the timber industry. So if you find one this big, you're pretty lucky. The only threat these things are facing now today are an invasive species called the hemlock woolly agolid. It was released, I believe, from either Europe or Asia, and it's just attacking these trees like crazy. It's killing off millions of them throughout the Northeast now. Luckily, I don't see any of these trees are infected, but it could be soon enough. And they could kill off such a giant, which would be a shame. And there's a few more trees like this in this forest too that I found. In my opinion, this is one of the best spots in Dover. I strongly advise you people to come up here if you have the chance. There's no trails to get up here, but just follow the stream above the stone church and you'll find your way about, I don't know, half a mile, maybe less. It's definitely worth the trip.